Leon Edwards is the Tim Duncan of the UFC. The guy gets no respect. He doesn't talk a lot. He's not very flashy. All he does is win. He's won 7 in a row. And quite frankly, even if he wins this fight on Saturday, even if he makes it 8 in a row, he's probably not getting a title shot because there's people like Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington and Nate Diaz and Anthony Pettis who are just more popular.
If he didn't do his homework, it's going to be a short night.
When both of our wills were tested, we wilted. And that's not something that you just get overcome overnight. You don't all of a sudden start becoming, you know, this guy that turns the tide and has an iron will all of a sudden. I've had an iron will since the start, and he hasn't. So this Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and show him again while he wilted that first fight.
Yeah, I grew up in Jamaica. It's a beautiful country. Growing up as a kid, it was fun. We used to play football on the street with no shoes on.
Tell me how you're going to get it done. If you can't tell me how you're going to get it done, so like I knew 7 years ago when I felt your heart, I still know.
But he hasn't lost because he fought me. You know, I made him better. And he went out there and he started wrestling. But when he fights me again, he's going to realize that wrestling was all for nothing.
My dad was one of the main gang leaders. Criming, like killing, and just like a normal thing to me.
I come in there and exercise the striking. Of course, I fell in love with my striking. That's why I have more knockouts in championship fights than he has in the UFC his entire career.
By the time I turned 7, 8, 9, I could name at least 10, 50 people that's been killed.
You know, that man went back there in London, you know, he put his hands on you, you know, and you and man them, you guys didn't do nothing. So I had to handle it for you. That's why I had to knock his head to the moon. You know who I'm talking about.
It'll be a short night for him come Saturday night.
When I was 13 years old, my dad was murdered. I was like mad numb to the trauma.
Man, I just, as much of a believer as I am in Leon Edwards, there's just nothing there's nothing that anybody in the division is going to do right now for me to pick against Kamaru Usman.
Probably Usman. He's just tough. He looks like a very hard person to beat at the moment. He looks unstoppable.
I think I'm gonna go with Usman in that one.
I'm gonna say Kamaru probably.
Usman finishes Leon today. I don't know. I just don't see a path to victory for Leon. I think that I get the vibe that he's just like happy to be there and happy that he finally got a shot, but like doesn't have the dog in him.
I'd actually like 60-40. Come on now.
My official prediction, guys, it's the same two guys doing the same exact thing, right? I mean, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. I gotta take Kamaru.
The champ, Kamaru Usman, and still where the team go.
Costa and Marty are gonna win.
I'm picking Kamaru Usman.
I'm going with Kamaru because of his momentum right now. Also, I know how hard he works. I talk to him. But again, Leon's my boy.
Well, my friends, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze.
Definitely picking Usman.
I am going with Kamaru Usman. Number 1 is his experience. Number 2 is his inactivity. Number 3 is the fact that he's already been in there with Leon Edwards.
I think Usman, you know, I think he's the pound for pound GOAT right now. And I think I really don't see him losing. I think Leon Edwards is great, but I think Usman's the pound for pound greatest right now.
Usman, but you know, it's always the same question with Usman. Has it got to him yet?
I think that Leon has been developing a lot since he last fought Kamaru. I think that he's a totally different fighter now. He deserves to be fighting for that title. You know, he has his streak and he's earned his way, but I still think Kamaru is going to remain champion.
Kamaru Usman is incredible. Don't bet against the guy. Dude, so talented. He's in his prime, and I don't see anyone beating him anytime soon.
I think Kamaru is going to be a little too much. I think he's going to be like the first time. His pressure, and I think his striking's evolved now even more. And I think Usman's going to win that one.
No, but I am rooting for him. Of course I am. So I'm going to pick Leon Edwards. I think it's an incredibly tough fight for both men. Leon's not a tough nut to crack.
I live in a wooden shed, zinc roof. My moment, everything happened in the past. The 2 years out, the pandemic, all of it. They all say I couldn't come back and do it. There is no ring rust. It doesn't matter from the trenches. I'm built like this. I go to the pound's done. There is no pound for pound. The belt belongs to nobody. I told you I'd do it for you, Mom. I told you I'd change your fucking life. I told you I'd do it. Now look at me now. I've been down my whole life now. Look at me now. Look at me now. It's been a long, long 4 years. You all doubted me, so I couldn't do it.